Never thought I'd see the day that I got a Yamaha Aerox in my possession. But here I am. I got one, Yamaha Aerox 50. Don't necessarily know the full backstory on it, but I traded a kind of clapped out Z125 for it. Some guy in Missouri. Came with some paperwork. And I'll tell you, I can't be any more excited. This is ridiculous to me. I just, I'd say it's like kind of scooter gold here in the middle of the country, Tennessee. A lot of stuff's going to be happening with this thing. And I'm pretty excited to get started on it. You got the Brembo front caliper. Brembo rear caliper, the 13-inch wheels. It's only got 1,508.4 kilometers. I'm missing a few pieces of plastic. These side panels here, as well as this top piece here. The plastics aren't in the best condition, but they're definitely salvageable. I'm most likely going to end up getting all new plastics, like shields, floorboard, covered plastic pieces, fender. Want to get the rear fender. It has some issues. It's not perfect by any means. It's whoever had it before me decided to cut wires and break tail lights and lose pieces of plastic and cut kickstarters off for whatever reason and do a hack job with wiring and line routing and stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a pretty solid find for what I ended up trading for it. I had traded a bugeye Zuma for a Z125. Realized I'm not a fan of 4-stroke mini motos. And then I came across this about 14 hours round trip. And me and a buddy of mine, we went and picked it up. And here it is, back at the garage. Super excited. Never thought I'd own one of these, considering they were never sold here and there's not that many in the States. But I got lucky, I guess. We're gonna see what happens. So as I dig further into it, I find more things that are impressive. We have this starter wiring. That's top notch right there. That's exactly how Yamaha intended, or MBK intended. We have this is the ignition coil. He was using a Toro spark plug up there, and he had it, just twisted together, the ignition coil. And then you can see the coil itself is only in one of the spots because he had made it too short. We have another beautiful bit of wiring here and here. And somebody cut the wires that go into here for the fuel level sensor. What else? Oh, we have some JB Weld on the intake manifold. One of these duty eBay filters or Amazon filters, whatever. Oh, the choke cable too. Look at that. It's exactly how choke cables should be. We got that AutoZone Marine Special fuel cutoff, which isn't bad because I've used these before. But, we got all of this. This vacuum line was, I don't even know what's going on there. And, that's kind of it. And I noticed that the brake line up front is leaking here. Got wetness right there. I'm gonna need new fork seals. What else do we got? So far, it's kind of it. Oh, and I noticed that Oh. This back here is broken, the brake light stop switch, or the brake light switch. This is cracked, but I knew that originally. I plan on getting all new plastic, so that's not a big deal. These mirrors, junk. I'm trying to find new controls, but I might just end up with the stage 6 one because the stage 6 control, because I'm gonna most likely do naked bars on this because of how tall I am, and none of these scooters feel comfortable with the handlebars sitting on my knees. So that's not a big issue either. It is pretty cool though. So far that's all I've found. I mean, cracked tail light, a couple of, things that need to have a rethreading, past the tap through. But the frame looks to be in great condition. Like there's no bent tabs or, messed up bits going on anywhere here. It's all pretty solid. I'm trying to figure out where, I don't know if this is the only place that the tank mounts to the frame, or I guess so. I don't know enough about these things, but I'm gonna assume that's the case. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. Kind of starting to strip it down and just see everything that's wrong with it so I can start compiling a solid parts list. And then I'll have at it from there, start ordering stuff bit by bit. Obviously, engine parts aren't going to be that hard to come by because there's a million places to order from between Canada and Germany. But it's all of the other bits that are going to be problematic in my opinion. Like the more specific to the frame or chassis. But who knows? Scooter Attack has a lot of stuff. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see where it's all going to go. Oh, look, another gem right here. Hey, where are you supposed to be? CDI box? Who knows? Guess I'll find out. Wherever that's supposed to go, I'll go. Yeah, maybe it went here. No, I don't think it went there. Could have gone there. I don't know. Like I said, oh, maybe there. Like I said, I'd have to look up a wiring diagram. I really don't know anything about these as far as how they're all supposed to be set up. It's not like it's a common thing, like a bugeye or a pre-bug. So, it'll be a bunch of reading, and more reading till I kind of figure it out. Oh, but when I did have the battery in, these worked. These little adorable freaking blinkers. And the front ones, or this one worked and the back one worked, but this one did not. So I know I can hook up blinkers, get like an LED flasher relay, and kind of come up with my own front blinker design if I go naked bar. As much as I would like to go naked bar, I also really like the way this thing looks with the OEM handlebars. So it's kind of something I'm torn between. Like, this is just cool. Like, I don't necessarily want to get rid of that, but I could always just do like a Trail Tech Vapor or the Polini or the Stage 6 or one of the many other digital dashes that would just function the way that I want them to with the speedo and whatnot. And I know that there's adapters for the speedometer for the front wheel, but I usually try to run, or the other time that I've done it on my green pre-bug was I set it up so the speedo reads back here on the rear wheel, so I know how fast I'm going while I'm in wheelie. But we'll see. I don't necessarily want to go gluing stuff to the Aerox wheels, but I might do it just because I like it set up that way. I still can't get over this. There was no way this thing was going to work, and I bet you that crank is torn to bits. I just don't necessarily feel like taking it all apart right now because I don't have all of this stuff to put back together. Once I get parts and whatnot, then I have a brand new crank already sitting, waiting for it. Stage 6 HPC crank. I'm still kind of undecided as to what cylinder I'm going to go with. And
I might do some part swapping and use the C16 off my naked bugeye and put it on here, but I'm still not sure about that either. I guess I have a lot of choices and a lot of decisions to make. As much as I would like to, I would love to go freaking like 94cc something and make it balls to the wall crazy. But I also do actually ride the scooters a lot, and I don't necessarily feel like that's the most ideal option for somebody like myself, because I'm mainly looking for streetability, rideability, and I want to just start this thing up and go and not have to worry about some hyper race cylinder that's got nickel steel plating and that's all high strung, that might end up having issues if I ride it for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time. I want to be able to hop on this thing and ride it all damn day at a ride out, or whatever events that I bring it to, or just around town if I feel like it. Like I don't want to have to worry every 2 seconds about this high strung cylinder. Now I most likely will go with an aluminum cylinder. I'm just trying to stray away from like a Bridgeport exhaust and yeah, things like that. Like I want the streetability out of it. I don't want to kind of turn this thing into some kind of track or street monster that only gets taken out for a little bit and then put away. I want to be able to actually ride around. I'm not looking for top speed. I'm not going for top speed at all. Basically just kind of like a ride out guy, and I like doing my wheelies. I like riding around town, just using the scooter for fun, maybe go to the store, stuff like that. Like that's really all this thing will ever be. But it'll get used a lot. Like I put miles on my scooters. I know that there is some people like Brent from 49cc Scoot who has managed to use hyper race cylinders and put plenty of miles on them with good luck. And I guess just for me, the price point of hyper race cylinders does not necessarily seem like a good idea, because if something does go wrong, I'm not loaded with cash, and I don't really feel like spending multiple hundreds of dollars on cylinders if they get destroyed from excessive use or whatever. And like I said, I don't intend on drag racing the scooter. Some people, like 49C Scoot, Brent, he holds drag racing events over in his side of the country, over in Maryland on the coast, and it's like a 10+ hour drive from me in Tennessee, so I doubt I'm ever going to go and try to just drag race a scooter there or anything like that. I go to a bunch of ride outs with like my local mini guys mini moto group, and that's about it. This thing is going to see a lot of action, and it's going to see a lot of miles. Like I plan on going to Smoky Mountain Small Bore with it and stuff like that, and riding it on the tail of the dragon and all the cool stuff like that, and a few other ride outs that are pretty close to me, a couple hours away. And that's basically, it's going to be its main purpose. Like I'm going to use it often. And I just don't see a purpose in doing some kind of crazy 94cc or 86cc or any of those wild hyper race options that are out there. Like an RT70 would be cool. From what I understand, they are pretty reliable, and they do the job well enough, especially when it comes to wheeling and whatnot. But it's also a very expensive cylinder option. And I've had excellent luck with like Polini courses and 4Race4 pipes and stuff like that, 55, 60 miles an hour, and it'll pull the front wheel up. The one thing I might splurge a bit on is overrange kit for this, because I think that would do a lot of justice with the proper setup. But again, I'm not trying to make this the craziest bike ever. And if I do ever decide to go that route, I'll just get, RC1 cases and just kind of build a motor that I can swap into it at any time if I really wanted it to be that wild. But I just don't see myself ever getting that crazy. But yeah, it's definitely really cool to have in my possession. I'm surprised at, I guess, how clean and not mangled up it is, and how nobody's tried to do that, I'm going to modify it at home and cut up frames and weld things on and destroy all of the threads and all the holes. And, I felt like it could have been a lot worse, considering how I got it and the guy I got it from, and he just didn't seem to have any idea or concern as to what this thing was. So it's super neat that I got it the way that it is. Like, all of this stuff is pretty minuscule when it comes to having to repair stuff, and it could have been in a lot worse condition. Like, the forks are not bent, and the handlebars are straight, and the stem is straight, and it hasn't been crashed up and destroyed like that. So it hasn't been dropped and crashed and all that stuff like I've gotten some of my other bikes, like my pre-bugs and my bugeyes and all that kind of stuff. Like, a lot of them have been pretty messed up, like bent tabs and destroyed plastics and all that stuff. Like, the plastics on this thing have very minor cracks, and all of like the black plastic bits are in pretty good shape, and there's no cracked off or missing tabs on a lot of them, and seats not all tore up and sun faded and destroyed. Like, it could have been a lot worse, but it's not, and I'm happy with that for sure. Now it's really just a matter of getting everything stripped off of it, cleaning up the frame, whether I'm going to paint it or maybe try to powder coat it, and whatever the case may be. It's going to be a lot of fun once this thing is done, and I'm super excited about the direction it's going to go in. I just want a solid wheelieable scooter. That's my main concern. I just want to be able to wheelie the hell out of this thing and enjoy it for what it is. And yeah, be able to say that I have a Yamaha Aerox. Woohoo! Rare scooter. It's going to be a lot of fun. On that note, I will continue to make bits of progress videos and upload them, and just see where it goes from there. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.